He just bought a GLB35, Lease a GLB35.
Oy.
They've had S-classes, GLEs, stuff like that in the past, and they wanted to switch it up, and I guess...
Wanted to switch it up?
Yeah, I sold his daughter a GLB250 about a year and a half ago. She likes hers, and I guess the mom liked the GLB as well, and she could get in and out of it easy, but
not enough to come here. Went to a different dealer.
Yeah, he knows he's going to be absolutely screwed, but he's like, his wife hates this car. She's not comfortable in it. They have high-performance tires on it. And he's like, I don't want to say money's not an issue, but at this point, it's just like, we know we're going to be really upside down. We just got to get out of this car.
Are they sure they know how upside down they're going to be? Because it's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 4 months in.
Yes. He's like, she won't drive it.
What are they trying to get into?
Maybe like a GLC or a GLE.
We didn't even sell them the car, and yet we're going to be the ones to get yelled at
Yep.
when we give them this trade number.
Yeah.
Yep.
He understands, sort of.
Well, he says that.
Yeah.
Everyone says they understand until they're faced with the music, but I've got to submit it to the AccuTrade team because
they don't even have data.
Yeah, it doesn't auto-populate a value because there's not enough data on it yet.
Okay.
So they're usually pretty quick. I can only imagine.
He also asked about overnight test drives, and like, we don't do that anymore.
We can do overnight test drives when they make sense, but if a client is asking for it,
yeah,
that's never a good sign. I don't know that I've ever seen anyone buy a car that has requested an overnight test drive.
Really?
Ever.
Okay. So just like a joyride and a...
Pretty much.
Okay.
Free car for the weekend,
yeah,
right?
I've vouched for that. I've had that happen to me
Yeah.
before.
Really?
There have been several times where you could tell in the conversation with the client that like the thing holding them back from a decision was, they kind of needed to live with it for a day.
Okay.
So if we offer it, it's a different story.
Okay.
I'm just telling you that in 14 years, never once has a client asked for an overnight test drive. People don't even know what that is, right? So if they are asking for it.
If you need a little bit longer of a test drive, like an extended test drive to, go to the grocery store, how it is getting things in and out of the car and, just living with it for a couple hours, I can probably make that happen.
Why isn't he going back to the dealer he got this from?
He was just like, I feel like he said that they had just agreed to everything. They didn't even make him test drive the car. It was kind of like they just had everything, kind of done. He was like, usually we don't test drive cars.
This is why you should always test drive it, no
Yeah.
matter how sure you are.
Mm-hmm.
Especially somebody who had S-classes in the
And
past.
that's what I kind of explained to him. I was like, that's a big, difference.
Let's see, their previously owned vehicles, an S450, a Lincoln MKT. Those really funny looking Lincolns, I think. Is that the one that looked like a hearse? Yeah. It was like it kind of looked like a minivan, but like also a hearse. But before that, they had 2 GLs. They've had an S, a GL, and then they decided to go for a GLB AMG. I have no idea.
And that's what I told him. I said, that's totally different drives of cars.
So it sounds like the other dealer did not do a good job figuring out what these people were going to be a good fit for. Just like we got a number. How ugly is this going to be?
This is tail.
I have an idea in my head. I'm not going to say it. Oh, it's worse. It's
Is it
worse
really?
than I thought. 42,550. Market day supply is over 250. Which means that for every GLB35 listed for sale pre-owned, it would take 256 days to sell them at the rate that they're going. So that is like the definition of undesirable used car inventory. And here's the other problem. A lot of those cars that are online, I bet you, are new car demos.
Oh, yeah.
Which can be leased, qualify for incentives, etc. This is a straight up used car.
Dang it.
I think that because of the equipment on this car, I am comfortable to step up on it, but
It's 20 grand upside down. I could try to sell him that EQE SUV. Because if he's looking for something comfortable, that'll do it.
total, oh yeah.
Yeah.
They'll love the EQE for sure, if they can get on board with it. He's gonna be upset, be prepared for it. Again, now thankfully we didn't sell him the car.
Right.
Because I would like to think that we would have never let an S-Class and a GL driver buy a GLB35.
Especially without driving it, yeah.
All we can do is try to help him out of the situation. I think the EQE is a good option.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, let me call him, go over this with him, and yeah, I think the EQEs probably are.
I'll pray for you.
Yeah, right.
Let me know how it
I know,
goes.
and his daughter bought a car for me too. She recommended me. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be so bad.
What's going on?
So actually, that conversation didn't go as bad as I thought.
Okay.
I told him I have an EQ and love it, and he's like, she doesn't drive a lot, so it might not be a bad idea. Can we see if it's even affordable for us?
I mean, it's literally the only thing that will be not outrageous
Yes, and
without
that's what I
a
told
massive down payment.
And-
And just keep this in mind. I don't want to sound like a cliche car salesman, but this is our
There's-
last 23 EQ. At least 8 deals have been worked on it in 24 hours.
I'll
So
let him know. I'll call
someone's going to say yes. And just like Ginty was just in here with that person on the EQB demo,
It's sold out.
that's already gone. Right? I don't ever want to force anyone into a decision, but I have no other option.
And that's what I told him. I was like,
Yeah.
because he was like, well, what other colors do you have? And I'm like, I don't have another color.
How many miles a year should we do? 10? Does he have Amex, anything like that?
No. Well, he might. I didn't ask. So.
Angela,
I know.
come on.
I know.
You know it's going to be the first question I ask every time.
I'll technically say no.
Put a little bit down, maybe stretch out the term a little bit. Not going to go up very much for a much more expensive car,
Yeah.
much more luxurious car.
Car too? Right now?
No, he was just showing the car that I'm driving.
Oh, okay.
So, alrighty?
All right, yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Cool.
Let's solve problems.
Let's do it.